It is Never Run Alone on the 15th of October, post a Melbourne Marathon that saw our sweet prince Cam Merrick run and debut in the elite field. Joining him is Chris Farrencothen to my right, and debuting not only on this pod but all time is a girl that ran the Melbourne Marathon last year and crushed it and might have finished 9th, I believe.
Might have.
Not 10th. She did finish 9th overall, better than our 10th place finishing Cam Merrick.
Far better.
And that is
Apparently.
Grace Liebelt. Welcome all to the show.
Thank you
so
for
much.
having us.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
How's that? Riff off the dome.
Yeah,
That
off
was
the top.
good, man.
That was wonderful.
Sometimes you got to freestyle, you know.
You should freestyle more often.
I mean, to be fair, I freestyle normally. I just write it down. I'm freestyling, write it down, maybe tweak a
True.
bit, but
Okay.
we're getting
Speak from
better.
the heart.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's a freestyle. But
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think
That's
that's
called
freestyle.
preparing.
Writing it down. Yeah.
Well, it's freestyle at some point.
Yeah, it's,
And like, it's like
I guess
90%.
everything is, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, this is a running podcast, guys, and thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to obviously be breaking down the Melbourne Marathon, getting Cam's thoughts. Grace, as I mentioned, ran it last year. I was there at the weekend. It was a great weekend. We had Steve McKenna on last week. It feels like yesterday. It's been quick.
This
I don't
week
know how
has
you're
gone quick.
feeling, Cam, but I'm feeling a bit tired. Just did a run myself. But we're going to be breaking down that. Obviously, Chicago Marathon as well on Sunday. And then we're going to be sharing a bit about you, Grace, dietitian, nutritionist, I believe head dietitian, Grams of Health. And is it 4-time marathoner?
7?
7.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, need to do my research.
Yeah,
there.
dude.
7.
Seven.
Yeah,
Big.
just a 7. Lazy 7.
Just the 7. Yeah, crazy.
Massive.
Incredible,
Yeah.
incredible. Well, we'll be getting into all of that. First and foremost, we're going to be jumping into some questions. But before that, Aid Station, our partner, sponsor, thank you to them for doing so. It is code. Do you know the code, Grace? Do you know what it might be?
Never run alone.
Bang. There
Oh,
you go. I think we're
guys.
You can come back.
100%.
Yeah.
We're 100% on testing guests with
Yeah, really
absolutely no heads up.
Yeah.
Gosh, way to make us nervous.
Yeah, no, that's what it's all
No,
about.
no.
Making you nervous on the pod debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never Run Alone, 10% off, get around it. New York Marathon's coming up. I know a few people in the community are heading over for that, so get your gels, get prepared. Let's get into some of these questions. We've got Britt Ryan, favourite part of the race for Cam? She just wants to know
Wow.
straight away.
Favorite part of the race? Definitely nothing in the back 10K. I'd say probably running around Albert Park. There was a couple of moments where it was very spaced out, and the sun was just rising, and it was just very cinematic. And I was like, okay,
Nice.
this is cool. Like I'm in the heat. I'm in the mix. I'm like tucked into this nice group of 6 guys. Like I'm shielded from the wind a bit, and then it's like the sun's rising over the pit lane and at Albert Park, and I was like, this is pretty cool. So yeah, that
What was the entertainment like on course?
limited, I would say. It might be the most.
Suggestion box for
I
next year.
saw a video of one gal singing opera.
Yeah,
That was a niche choice from Melbourne. But
yeah. There was
Yeah.
some.
There were some choir singers at Sydney. What are you talking about? Weren't there?
Yeah, it was very. I mean, I'll get to it later on. But
Okay.
It was very
Okay.
in pockets, but yeah. Again, it's there's always less at the front, given people are mainly going to watch
yeah, it's
the
true.
majority of the race.
It is tough. It
True.
is tough. Grace, you ran it last year. What was your favourite
Yes.
from memory of running Melbourne?
Favorite bit?
Yeah, favourite bit from...
Ooh, I think. Oh, I mean, just running into the MCG because you know that you've made it, you've done it, and then you're running, and there's a big stadium full of crowds that you'd like to think is cheering for you. And I think that's probably the most surreal bit or the best finish of a marathon that I've probably ever done. But yeah, that back end is just so tough going around the tan, that
That
last
hill
little
was-
loop.
The
yeah.
10 hills.
My goodness, nothing can prepare you for that. Like I've done Melbourne twice now, and both times I just have been so taken back by that hill.
Yeah. No, I think coming. Probably a good second point was right into the G. But I think we'd obviously been in there the day before. Had maybe taken a bit of the luster off it, but and I was also just like, I even consciously thought running down the straight, I was like, by myself, I'm like, enjoy running in, and I ran like into the bit, and then probably got 10 meters in, I'm like, all right, I've got to sprint this. Like I didn't really have a chance to even like think about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, great question, Bruce.
Chris, what about you? You were at home. What did you
Favorite
enjoy most
part
spectating?
of the
race?
Melbourne. That's a great question. The live stream commentary was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the commentators were great.
Shout out Tess.
Shout out Tess.
On debut
Um,
commentating.
Yeah, it was some good chat. Entertaining.
Good
they had.
chat.
It's not an easy one to fill like
No.
3 hours worth of time. Like every time I watch like the elite.
So we
they
got some
yeah.
runners, and they are still running.
Yeah. So we're checking back in, and yep, they're still the same 2 guys, and they're still
and
running.
they're
To be
Still
fair,
hurting.
There was a bit of back and forth. Like
There was a bit of back and forth. There was a great moment. Jack Rayner had got a bit of a stone stuck in his shoe.
Round Albert Park.
And then Fukuda was up there with him for like half the race at least.
Like 30k, and then he moved.
And then disappeared. Steve McKenna coming through. It was an exciting race up front.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good coverage. Well done, Melbourne.
They had
Mara.
some. I did skim through the coverage, and I did like some of the like the helicopter shots they had coming off the bay. That was pretty cool. I was like,
Did
get
you-
like the big like zoom in like over the top
Did
of
they
them?
really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's cool.
You sent to the group chat, you being in first place
Yeah.
for a moment there.
2K's in.
On the
2Ks
live
in on the-
First
scoreboard.
place.
On the live scoreboard.
Really?
Yeah, they
Did
hadn't
someone
updated
take-
it.
They
someone
messed
gotta
it
take
up.
a photo of that.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
screenshot it. Don't worry. I'll tell my grandkids that I want it.
But the
Frame
time,
it.
the time's all zeroed.
All
Well, yeah, they
zeros.
hadn't. The time, the thing hadn't
Updated.
updated obviously.
But it
But
had just Cameron
for
Merrick,
some reason,
number
mine
one.
jumped to the top at one point, and I was
That's
like,
Like, were they all
Yes.
just moving? Were they?
well,
Like,
yeah,
all
there
the
was
names?
like, yeah, it was all sort of clearly the system wasn't calibrated yet or something. But
Calibrating.
yeah, and then mine just was at the top, and I was like, beautiful, screenshot that. 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, I'm in first.
That's perfect.
Exactly. So I was about 2Ks in before they actually got the times. And I was not in first. Anyway, it's good.
Love that. Great
so
question, Brett. Thank you as always. Life of Max, he's got 2. What has been your longest long run? So I'm
Just a marathon for me. Never gone further.
moving on further.
Yeah, no.
64 kilometers for Red Bull Race the Sun.
Yep.
But I don't know if you could call that a long run because it was a million short intervals.
Yeah.
I claim it.
Yeah.
I claim that.
Yeah, do it. Take it always.
Yeah,
Longest
64
run.
times 1K with
Yeah.
20 minute
with 20 minute rest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
something like that.
Yeah.
24-hour elapsed time. Or
Yeah.
22 and a half.
22
Yeah,
and a
nice.
half.
Yeah,
What about
love
you
it.
guys?
Yeah, mine would just be the Mara.
Yeah.
I haven't gone further than that. Yeah.
Yeah, no interest. No, like,
Yep,
no,
no.
good enough.
You're not an ultra guy yet.
Right?
Yeah, I feel like I
Stop
should I
there.
do that.
You're just a 220 guy.
Yeah.
221
221.
going left.
Sorry.
Oh,
Mine
crazy.
would be,
Can't
mine
be
would,
stealing it.
mine would be 84 Ks, day 1 of Sean Bell last year. That was big. That was run walk. So it was like 13 minutes running, 2 minutes walking, or 12 minutes,
Goodness.
3 minutes, something like that.
84k is a serious nudge.
That was big. Yeah.
That's huge.
That's a long day.
How'd the
Shout
body
out to
pull
Belle
up?
Horton as well, 'cause she ran that and she dropped like the last 2Ks at about a 4-minute pace. She
She's
was
a
just
dog.
like, I'm ready to
Wow.
be done. And
Yeah.
she finished strong.
She had the same mentality for
That's
that,
so
like her
cool.
last long run before Noosa. I remember I went and ran with her for like the last probably 15, 20k, and they'd already done 15 before, and we finished coming across the bridge, and then like I was running with James, and as we got like onto the bridge, Belle just like sprints off to finish, and James and I were like, nah, not going. And then
See you, gal.
she was literally like, I just wanted to get it done. I was over it. I was like 35k's in, just bang, dropped like a 410 or something like that. It was crazy.
Wow.
So beast.
Unreal.
So yeah, it was great.
Love it. Well, on that point, this next question from Life of Max as well maybe doesn't apply because none of us, I think, have run an ultra. But he wants to know, is it more a running or eating competition? Do you
I've
think?
always heard eating.
Eating.
Yeah,
Eating?
in
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Always. Fuel
Dietitian
is...
in
I even
was
think
gonna
like
say,
fuel
should've
is
thrown her first.
performance.
I even think like a marathon's an eating competition in a way.
Totally.
Like,
yeah.
there's
I think it's a mental competition more than eating.
But
Yeah.
then it's, that gut-brain axis connecting your gut to your brain. So it is all about,
Gut-brain
it's all about,
axis.
yeah,
Love
your
that.
mental state, but also what you feed in it.
Love
So
that.
totally.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you can, if you butcher, you see the people who've butchered their fueling, and even on the weekend, I'd say mine was decent, but it wasn't like I could probably do better going forward. But yeah, you just if you've ever felt the like
wall.
empty, like I'm empty. It's just brutal. So I'd
It's
say
the worst.
those ultra guys, even talking to mates who've done backyards and things like that, it's just like
Carbs in,
it's
carbs
all
in,
about
carbs
like
in, carbs in. Yeah.
as soon as you
Yeah.
can't keep up with what you're putting out, like you can't get in the stuff you've planned, like you just
Totally.
the race is done. It's just a matter of how long you survive.
Yeah. And even like I've got a client who she is an ultra marathon runner. She's unreal. Like so good. But she struggles with bloating, like GI upset throughout her run consistently from the start of her run, and she could be running for 9 hours straight. And she was coming to me and like, what do we do for this? And so more research into like different types of carbs and like what's the best for, most efficient carb absorption. Your body can only at a maximum absorb about 60 grams of carbohydrates per hour, but of just one form of carbohydrate. So if you carb combine fructose, glucose, or fructose and maltodextrin, you can actually uptake about 90 to 120 grams per hour.
There you go.
So yeah, it's all a game, and fueling strategies,
Puzzle pieces, right?
So much of a key to that.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Like we were watching that video that Conor Mann's put up about like the week before Chicago, and it was like very Morton focused.
Yeah.
It was like insanely like product placement from Morton. Like it was kind of just hilarious how over the top it was. But anyway, he was talking about the like practicing taking drinks on long runs, and then talking about also how much of it is about training his GI, like
training your gut.
Exactly.
Totally.
His clever one was like, I think he went from, it was like 115 mil to 130 or 140. He'd upped it for Chicago so that he knew that if he got to the like 30k mark and his gut was feeling grim, he had this like bank of almost excess that he was able to go, okay, I can take half of this drink and I'll be fine because I've still got all this other stuff that I've been taken in across the race already.
Yeah, totally.
Smart.
It's like the worst feeling when you just can't take in any more nutrition, like at Gold Coast, that's literally what happened. Like I was on Morden's first time I'd actually run a race on Morden's. I was always a Coda girl, and I got to the 4th gel, couldn't take it anymore. It was the worst. And I think that was contributed to the blow up.
The great bonking of Gold Coast 25.
I don't reckon I've ever gotten to the point of not being able to take anything down. I haven't pushed myself, but I feel like I have pushed myself. Just obviously have trained my gut. My gut's always been pretty
solid gut guy.
Solid gut guy.
Interesting. Yeah, I got all
Put
mine.
it on the resume.
Yeah, I got all mine down. For me, it was more like drinking. It was like I just need to get better at drinking while running. Not an easy thing.
One of the things that we sort of unlocked, I think we were maybe at like the 24k mark, might have been sooner, was those little bottles that you had.
Which I'd laughed at being, I was trying to buy like sort of, I don't know, like kind of like sauce bottles that I would use as my, like cause I'd have could squeeze them, I'd use them as my bottles at stations. Yeah. And I went on Amazon and bought like these things. I was like, oh yeah, they'll be right. 100 mil. Yeah, that's right. And they were like basically like little canister, like imagine like a pickle shot.
It's like a shot, like a salt shaker.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Tiny. And it was like that 12 of those. And I was like, this is like, I was like, I'm not going to put them in the basket with all the other bottles that they're going to put out on the course. It'll blow off. So we ended up buying like a 12 pack of Mount Franklin's or something. And I was doing like my carbies and then, but realistically, I'm not going to drink like a full bottle of Mount Franklin. Like it was just silly. But I did a couple of those just with like a caffeine carb mix that I gave to Rin. And I was like, if I need them, I might get them on course. And I had one, and I was like, this is perfect. It weighs like nothing. It fits in my hand. I can squirt it.
Perfect.
It's just like I was like, I should have just had like 8 of them, and
should have just dropped the ego, put them in the box.
Yeah, literally. I should have taped 2 of them together and just like put them. Anyway. So lesson learned.
Next time.
Literally, if I could just run with one of them and like sip on it for the entire race, I reckon that would be a game changer.
Yeah,
lesson learned.
Yeah.
So there you go.
A self-regenerating little 100 ml bottle.
Yeah, exactly. So
in your dreams. Good question.
Yeah.
Great one. Yeah.
Great question. Elle wants to know, what are you buying Ella Budikin for Christmas?
There's a theme going on with Ella's questions.
Yeah, I don't know.
What am I buying Ella for Christmas?
We haven't disclosed that we bought it for that, so I can't speak.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. You got some time.
Sworn to secrecy.
I think I put it in the group chat today. 11 weeks till Christmas. Ladies and gents. It's probably 10 and a half weeks.
Maybe a consultation with Grace.
Yeah, there you go. That's great.
That's a shout.
Or a cooking class, either.
Okay.
Whatever comes first.
Both of them.
True.
I like it.
Both of them.
Next up, Kurt Maloof. Like this one. If not injured from the block or the race that you've just participated in, what is a smart recovery period before starting again? I want to go to Grace first on this one. What are your thoughts?
Racing again or training again?
I would say training. Like if you're going to take a week off, like hypothetically, well, not hypothetically, what actually happened, I was injured going into Sydney with the Achilles, had the race. I just took off, I think it was like 2 weeks from running. I think back end of the second week is when I got back into running.
Yeah.
But what would you say
How long? Well, I guess it's dependent on the injury.
Yeah.
My friend Alice Backy, she mentioned to me, or kind of sent me a good old voice note saying, really be cautious when you're coming back to training. So I've just had a stress fracture, or coming back from 6 weeks after a stress fracture diagnosis. And she said, really be cautious when you're coming back to running. Don't race or do any long runs for at least the first 6 months after a fracture, and take it really conservatively.
Whoa.
Before this 6 weeks, I've been on crutches for 6 weeks. And before that, I was fully deloading because I thought it was just a stress reaction. And I thought that was enough. I was still able to walk. I was still cycling, swimming, that kind of thing. And then being told that you're doing too much with just walking, and then being told you have to stop walking and go on crutches. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I would say just take it really cautiously, depending on your injury, and follow the guidance of your health practitioners.
Nice. And I've realised, sorry, he said, if not injured, whereas I used the example that I was injured. But that is good advice.
I think if not injured, I think like taking a week. Like if you're going back before a week, it's an ego trip.
Yeah.
Take a week. No one's asking anything of you. Just chill.
Yeah.
Marathons are actually quite hard.
No,
I'd say like,
I think
even
so
half
much.
marathons, it's
I'd
a
say
long way.
10 to 14 days.
People really underestimate the nervous system impact of a marathon.
Yeah.
And that takes a long time to come down. Like, sure, your body might feel good on day 3. Like, you might still have a bit of DOMS or something, but you are still wearing a lot of stress.
Totally.
And that, give yourself a break. Chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's like your first one, or like if someone's running like 4 or 5 hours for the marathon, like that is a lot. Like that is so long on feet. Like I think 10 to 14 days is like a good time to like obviously get some movement in. Like you go for a walk or go for a swim or go for a bike ride, but like getting back in like sessions and running. Yeah, there's no point. Like you're better off just the gains that you're getting from that block anyway. My coach was telling me that you're actually like almost at your fittest like 3 weeks after a marathon because your body's just like
absorbed everything.
Super,
finally.
like literally called it like super compensation. It's like normally you're in a compensation cycle where you like provide stimulus, you deload, and your body like rests a bit, and that's where you get your gains, and then you like go again, and like ideally you're constantly just leveling up, and then the marathon is like the biggest version of that. You've just done this huge stimulus on your body, and it needs to like learn to recover that, and then you have a couple of weeks after, and then you can work back from there.
Yeah.
So it's a good time, like 3 to 4 weeks after is a good time to try and get back into some like faster stuff if that's what you want to do. But at least sort of a week to 2 weeks before you start picking up any sort of serious volume.
Yeah.
Good question, Kurt.
I like it. Yeah,
Thanks,
it's
Kurt.
good. Great from you, Kurt. Maloofed. We've been maloofed. Sissy Bergman, that's his last name, ladies and gents. Sissy
Very
wants to
good.
know essential supplements you think every runner should take and ones that are a waste of money. I might give you some thinking time, Grace, though. You boys will have some hot takes.
Us with our
What do you think?
0 qualifications, other than consuming product.
Well,
Yeah,
shoot
so
for the
hot
hip.
takes.
Shoot
That's
for
what
the
I,
hip.
that's what I said.
I would say essentials would be, like for a runner, magnesium, vitamin D, and C would be the big ones. And if you have any kind of bone density issues, vitamin K.
Vitamin K. Don't even get that far down the alphabet normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I was going to say, creatine I think is a huge one.
Yes, big time.
Just, in terms of recovery and...
Previously bought on the pod, creatine.
Exactly.
Yeah, buy, sell.
Creatine. And then, anything you can get that, personally you find helps you sleep, I think is the most important thing. I've been on the magnesium before.
Yeah, calcium magnesium powder. I'm a big fan of.
Rise Hot Chocky that's got some magnesium, bit of like, I don't know what's in it, but it just...
Bit of magic.
Bit of magic.
Ashwagandha?
Yeah,
Sure.
maybe. Yeah,
Some
probably
of
some
that
shrooms. Yeah. Whatever it does, it gives me way better sleep. Because, when I'm in the heart of a block, I'm just battling. It's all about just like, carbs and
Recovery.
Get as much in as I can. So,
Nice. Nice. Grace has been putting some notes down on that paper. What have you got? What have you got for us?
So, I mean, like, as a dietitian, I always go towards a food first approach. And I feel like there's so many supplements out there on the market. It's really hard to determine which to go to and also how much you want to spend on it. But I would say, like, the key fundamentals for a runner, I would say, would be protein. And you can get this in supplementation form. So, like a powder, drinks, protein fortified milks, yogurts, bars, that kind of thing. And the timing of that's really important. So having that within an hour after running, training, that kind of thing. So I think protein's really important for muscle recovery. And then carb mixes, so gels, whatever you're having during your run. So your gels, whether it's your Cliff blocks or whether it's lollies or whatever that may be.
Yep.
And now after doing all this research, really into the fructose glucose ratio. So it's about a 0.8 to 1 ratio fructose to glucose. And that can be, the gels that is in like pure precision performance, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Cool.
So good to know for better uptake of carbs. And then electrolytes, so sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, that kind of thing. Obviously really important for preventing cramping and just fluid balance throughout your run. Magnesium, I'm going to double down on that. Really important, especially for sleep. And vitamin D and calcium. So any sort of
As
bone...
a fellow bone stress person.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to say?
Don't want to be.
Yeah.
Just keep it on the diag there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. It's all about the vitamin D and calcium supplement, and a dual supplement will be better because vitamin D enhances the absorption of calcium for your bone health.
Wow.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But
Thank
do
you.
not have with your coffee. And milk in a coffee cancels it out.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just straight chalky milk then.
Straight chalky milk.
Ripping Chobani's
Yeah.
all day.
Every day.
No free spot. Yeah, love it.
Love
Great
that.
stuff.
Comprehensive.
Completely agree with the first point though about food. Like,
Oh, yeah.
anyone that asks me, it's just like I just
Eat.
especially in the block. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally just eating as much as I can at any
Yeah.
time I can. Like, I'm always ravenous regardless of all the running. Even now, I'm not running. I'm just like I'm still hungry all the time.
Yeah.
But being conscious of being like I need to eat at
Yeah.
this time. Like finishing a run and being like I have to get something in because if I don't eat in the first sort of hour. Like you're saying, it
It's a
starts
problem.
to,
Yeah.
And beforehand, I think like the feeling of like carving and stuff like that as well is also.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
before and during is the biggest one that I have learnt in my last 8 weeks of sitting on my butt.
Yes.
Got very complacent with not having any kind of carbs before like a speed session or even just like an easy 8Ks in the morning. I would
Yeah.
go out and do it on an empty stomach.
Yep.
Whereas I think next time I will be very diligent in not.
You're going to be a smarter runner.
Smarter runner.
It's
Come
good.
on.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
so smart, man.
Yeah, totally.
Love it.
What going on up there?
Yeah.
Got room for ideas.
Yeah, fueling is key.
Love it.
Well, on that final question, Srikant, Sri Rule on Instagram, he just wants to know top 3 foods as fuel before or during the run other than gels or carb electrolyte drink mix. Maybe we go one each.
Okay.
What's the top outside of like a carb mix, gel,
What's
Pre-run?
like your pre-race, like a pre-run?
pre-run?
Okay, pre-run.
I mean,
Pre-run.
I love a red grape.
A red.
You
grape.
do love a red
A
grape.
red
Civic
grape.
red.
Nature's electrolytes. You like to
Nature's
call it.
electrolytes, yeah.
I
Clip
love
that.
it.
Yeah. Nature's electrolytes.
Nature's massage, nature's
You know,
electrolytes,
like,
grapes at the
like,
beach.
avocados or like Bananas Australia will just like promote bananas on TV. And you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess I haven't
Yeah,
had a
or
banana in
beef.
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Exactly. You need to do
big
that.
beef.
Yeah.
This ad is just manifested by the country.
Yeah, exactly. You need to do that with like grapes. It's like I'm ready to tell you
I
that
love it.
nature's electrolytes. Yeah. Okay. Love it. That's yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
copyright that.
I'm a bagel guy. I like a bagel before a run.
Okay. Interesting. I'm like oats. Oats with like some berries. Trying to hit that glucose fructose mix. You know?
Okay.
Okay.
I actually did like.
Someone's
I
been
genuinely did actually.
listening.
I actually did look like try to do a bit of research.
Yeah.
You did research for the pod?
Ooh.
Well, and as part of this running journey that I've been on. But yes, try to come prepared.
Nice, man. Nice.
Love it.
Grace, what's yours?
I mean, I'm also a bagel girl, but also crumpets.
Yeah,
Recently gone
crumpets.
into,
Shout out, Matt.
love crumpets. Crumpets, bit of honey, even bit of orange juice, OJ,
See, that's one
It's a
I
good
always
one.
do as well.
liquid
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Fructose
It's
glucose.
true.
Exactly right. That's why I do it.
Yeah.
I've literally said this to
Ahead
many
of
of
the
the
times.
guys, being like, orange juice is so good in a carb,
Right. The carb load.
carb load, where you're trying to get like stuff in, and you're just
Easy
smashing,
carbs.
Yeah.
but you're smashing like bread, pasta, oats, bagels, and you're like,
Yeah.
you probably need to have something else
Yeah.
as well. So a bit of orange
Yeah.
juice.
One of my favorite YouTube guys, Eric Floberg, did. I think it was in his last marathon build. He was like, I'm just going to try getting as much orange juice in my carb load as I can. And he went through, I reckon he got up to maybe 3 or 4 liters.
Yeah, he was drinking
in a
big,
day,
like
the
apple juices.
So in the day before having, before the
I don't think it
marathon.
did well for him.
And he
He's
had
like, I was very bloated.
such bad GI issues the entire race.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's a bad
I feel like everything is going to be harmful in toxicity levels in
Totally.
in too high amounts. Yeah.
Vitamin C
Especially if it's out of
toxicity.
nowhere. I feel
Yeah.
like if
Yeah.
you don't build up. I mean, I'm not a trained dietitian, but I can't imagine going from not much, like a glass a day, to
Yeah,
4 liters.
Yeah.
totally. Train your gut. Build up your
Yeah.
tolerance.
Have 4 liters every day.
Or if you're Conor Mance, just continuously run a race pace.
Exactly.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I love it.
I
That's
would-
too niche.
Quickly, just on that, I would also say day before a marathon or even 2 days before a marathon, low fiber is so key to avoid those GI
Yep.
upsets. So that's like, night before, I'm like a rice, tuna, soy sauce girl. Like rice bubbles, rice crackers, rice cakes. I had a whole box of rice bubbles before Gold Coast the day before.
Yeah, I'm a big like Cheerios. Is
Oh,
like
yeah.
one I'd often do. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
Cereal, dry cereal.
Very
Yeah,
good.
cereal. Great stuff.
Are we talking milk straight into the packet? And
No, just dry. Just
Okay,
with
just
the
Yeah, I'm putting
spoon,
milk in
just
there. It
dry.
might have been doing it wrong. Okay, there you go. All right.
Great. Well, look, a lot of questions there around food, health. Thank you
Yeah,
for
well
everyone
done.
submitting
That was
awesome.
those.
Thank you.
A good amount. Grace, why don't we continue it? I mean, you've mentioned 7 marathons. Maybe you could start with the first one, because have you done one this year? It was Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
And then the sort of injury came,
Yeah,
right?
and then
Or maybe it was already there. Who knows?
Tipped it over the edge, maybe.
Yeah.
But 7 marathons, at what, you're 25?
Yeah, 25.
Some serious,
That is serious
So-
work.
serious business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Maybe
was the
tell
first
us.
one?
Yeah. When was the first?
So I first kind of got into running when I was like 18, 19, just heading into uni. I did my first half marathon because one of my best friends, she did a half marathon. So healthy competition, also wanted to run it, then wanted to one up her and then run a full marathon. So I started like properly training, joined my Flinders University Athletics Club and then started training for a full marathon. And I did the Barossa Valley Marathon. And that was, a time of 3 hours and 32 minutes.
I imagine
So-
quite beautiful.
It was gorgeous, running through the
Yeah.
vineyards, finished off at a winery.
Through vineyards. Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds hard.
It's like
Yeah.
Hawke's Bay in New Zealand. They do
Not
similar.
through vineyards.
No.
On the road.
On the road.
Yeah,
Next
okay.
to
Got
the
vineyards
vineyards,
either side.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've seen. Anyway, I saw something recently where
That's
people were literally
hilarious.
running, bombing down a hill through like.
Yeah.
So thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. Oh, that's
You never
so
know.
funny. Yeah, you never know.
be one
That's
somewhere.
true. I love that.
definitely-
That's where your brain went.
Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, I'm actually from South Australia. So I lived in Adelaide my whole life. I only moved to Sydney last year. And so, did the Barossa Valley Marathon, 3 hours, 32 minutes. And then my coach after that marathon just had so much faith in me. And he was like, next marathon, go in sub 3. And this was when I was 20.
Woo!
And I was like, oh, okay, it's a bit of a jump, 32 minutes. Don't know if I can really do that. But he was like, no, you're going to do it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it then. And so then I was supposed to do Gold Coast 2021, got cancelled because COVID.
Yeah.
And
Kirsty was meant to do Gold Coast 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, with her brother and sister.
I can't believe that's just come up now. Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll
Wow.
double back on that. Maybe first on next week. That's wild.
Oh, true. Yeah, and so anyways, that year I had trained so hard for this sub 3 marathon and I still wanted to run it even though it was cancelled. So I made a Facebook group event and then I put on this like time trial and lots of run clubs in Adelaide got around it and there was about 10 different run clubs out, over 100 people running, doing like
Unreal.
a marathon distance, half 10K. Got like the South Australian Road Runners committee involved and they measured it for me.
Wow.
And
huge.
they did it around like a 5K course. So I did the marathon
Couple of
running
loops.
8 laps of a
Yeah.
5 kilometer
Head noise.
course. Yeah, so much head noise. But it's funny, I was looking on the notes earlier and seeing Robbie Kilmer on there, and he actually paced me for it for my first sub 3 hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
And it was funny because he was going out just to do his long run, and then he just kept going. Felt really good. He even had a bathroom break in that. I remember that so clearly. And
There you go.
Yeah.
And Pace Cam as well at the weekend.
Did
Yeah, not pace, just
Went
smoked
out
me.
and ran.
Just
Got
smoked
you.
me. But
he?
yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you were in the pack of 6 with him for most of it.
Yeah,
until
maybe
you
I
got-
paced him for a while. Coasting
Yeah.
on me.
broke some wind.
Yeah.
He kicked.
Different kind of wind. He was, great bloke. There
Yeah,
you go.
he's
That is a
gun-
mad
fact.
gun
Love that.
runner.
What did you run it in?
2 hours and 56 minutes.
Unreal.
Yeah. And it's funny, that loop is now called the Liebelt loop on Strava.
No way.
How sweet is that?
That's amazing.
That's
Have you got
probably
the crown?
a life goal to have a Strava segment named after you.
Yeah.
You got the 5K crown.
Yeah.
Though? That'd be huge.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Who has the crown?
Do you have to give them like it's like a trophy? The Monaghan medal. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in West Beach, which is where it was, and so I ran around that loop so much. So I would be surprised if I I haven't lived there for a few years, so I don't know. I haven't
Someone might have
kicked
it.
me off my pedestal.
That's awesome.
That is very cool.
But yeah, that was my second marathon, and then I did Melbourne after that. It was a 2:56 again. That was off the back of a stint over in Darwin, so I didn't really train that much for that one, but was still happy with that. And then did Paris Marathon. I finished uni and wanted to do a gap year, and so I was like, I'm going to Europe, having my hot girl summer, and I was like, why don't start off the trip with a marathon? So picked the earliest one. It was Paris. And I was like, this is very fitting. I've always wanted to run in Paris. And so my auntie came over, and then I ran a 2:52 for that one. So I was stoked with that.
Was that wasn't during the Olympic year, was it?
No, year before.
Year before.
Yeah, yeah.
Warmed up the course.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it was such a good course, but it was different to the one that they ran at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Olympics
Yeah.
one was
Very
crazy.
hilly.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Horrific.
Yeah, I remember seeing Jess Stenson on the camera running up these hills, and I was like, I do not remember this being. I'm sorry, I was running through the Louvre and along the Champs Elysees. It was just it was very much a dream come true. And then after that, what was my next one? And then I didn't run until Sydney last year.
Yep.
So I came back from Europe, went back to Adelaide, worked for a few months, then I did a stint over in Japan, and I was just snowboarding for 5.5 months, learning how to do that. And then I came back and I was like, well, I'm moving to Sydney. That's when I got my job in Sydney. That's why I'm here as a dietitian working. And I was like, might as well do the Sydney Marathon. So did that. That's still my personal best. I got a 2:48. Was the fourth Australian female. Fourth Australian female.
That's epic.
Good
Big.
company.
15 female overall.
Cam's often fourth. Just
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So on the
Yeah, it was
same
a running joke,
kind of
yeah.
level.
Yeah, fourth place.
And a running joke. But came fourth in like
Zing.
4 different races back to back or something like that. And I was
Oh
like,
my
this
God.
is seriously.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough.
Except I was just not even expecting to be up there at all. And
Yeah, that's unreal.
So good.
yeah, and it was crazy because that last year was so rough. When you move into a different state, I didn't know anyone in my area. I lived down in Cronulla, so I tried to go to the run clubs, but none of the run clubs really fit with me. So I was training solo. I moved houses 3 times. My boss that I just started working with, she went to Europe for 10 weeks. So I took over her business, and I was like, this marathon, I'm just going to run it and just have
Hope
fun.
for the best.
Hope
Yeah,
for the
freed
best.
it.
And
huge.
yeah, and then it was like the best run I've ever had. It was
came
great.
fourth overall.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm still shocked by that. Yes, and then a month later, I decided to do Melbourne Marathon, and I got a 2:49. So 2 sub 2:50 marathons within a month of each other.
That's a strong nudge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Gold Coast this year. That was a 2:51. Sorry, last one. That's
No,
it.
don't apologise. If I did all of that, I'd be
251
letting
and a
people
big
know as well.
bonk, which is crazy because 251
Yeah.
is still killer.
Yeah, that was my blow up. That's probably the race that I've blown up the most mentally, physically, but
Yeah.
got there in the end.
And so then, I mean, you're off crutches now, if you don't mind talking about it.
Yeah.
But, Chris as well is coming back from a bit of a injury as well.
Yeah.
How long were you
4 weeks on crutches.
4 weeks
as
on
well.
crutches.
Yeah.
And when was the
Yeah.
last time you ran? It's a couple of months.
Oh, I was
now,
looking
right?
at it before. I think it was like August 9th.
Right.
Week commencing August 9th
So
was
it's
the last time.
2 weeks, 2 months, 9
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
For you ran Gold Coast, which was start of July.
Yep, start
Are
of
you,
July.
Are you back running yet? No? Talk us through maybe how you feel that came about and, the implications and what you're doing to get back.
Yeah, it's a great question. I've never gone through this kind of chapter in my life before where it's injury based. I've always been quite lucky with running that I've been quite resilient. I think I'm quite resilient mentally and physically, but Yeah, after Gold Coast, that week leading up to it, I was so stressed with work and just other things outside of the race. And I think going into that marathon was probably where things started to unfold. So I went into that marathon, and, you know, being in a different state, you have to prepare your food. I had to catch a flight. I nearly missed my flight on the Friday night. My parents were coming from interstate. I had friends running the half the day before. My partner was also running his first marathon, so I wanted to support him. And then I felt like I didn't have enough time to like think about myself within that race and get into the mindset. And so even from the get-go, I started running about the first 30 Ks with a friend of mine who I trained with back here. And he was like, I could just tell your energy was off. Like something wasn't right. And I felt that too. And then...
What were you shooting for?
I was shooting for a 2:47. I wanted to beat my Sydney time. Yeah. But to be fair, it was off of a shorter training block because I was in Japan before that for 3 months, and then it was only a 12-week training block, so it was shorter than my usual block is.
What do you normally do, 16?
Yeah, 16 or above. I mean, for Paris, I trained for 5 months for that. So last year, I think it was 4 and a bit. Five and a bit. So yeah, wow. Shorter block. But yeah, and I felt fine, like nothing injury-wise was like hurting during it or afterwards. I felt, even after the race, I didn't feel totally hurt or anything or really sore. I kind of just, you know, as you do, you go to the pav.
Yeah.
And you dance it off and it's all good. But then the week after, it felt like I couldn't run again. Like I went for like a 5K run and it was like the hardest 5K I've ever done. I was like, oh, this does not feel right. And then during the end of the week, I went to Adelaide, and so I went for my long run, did 20 Ks on the Saturday after the Sunday race. And it was just jogging, felt good. So something I ticked, I'd feel good. And then on the Tuesday after that, so this is like a week and 2 days after the race, I did my first session back. And I had a very stressful day, and as people do, they use running as an outlet, like a stress relief, self-regulation, that kind of thing.
So you went hard.
And I went really hard. I did like a 10K at 3:45 pace, and I was supposed to do an 8K at 4-minute pace. And I felt really freaking good in it. Like I was, around Centennial when you just lock in, you get your headphones in, and it was like sun setting. And you're just cruising down that like back straight where it's all downhill. And it was just, it just felt so good. And after I was like, this is the best.
We're back.
This is why I love running. Like I'm just ready to get back into my next block going into Sydney. And then the next day I went for a jog, just like a 15K jog, and 12 Ks in, I felt this really dull ache in my back. And like that week I just had like a full crash out, like a full Menti B. Everyone has it, just like everything is overwhelming. And with my job I work with lots of different people, but I work with mental health clients as well, with schizophrenia, bipolar, that kind of thing. And one of my clients had tried to commit suicide on that weekend, and it was so heavy, and it was like,
it's a lot to wear.
It's just so much. And I just come back from Adelaide, and when you've moved away and you feel like people are moving on without you. And so I was emotional from that. And then I think my body just let go. And it was like, something's got to give. And I needed a wake up call. And I think this injury was a wake up call, honestly. So I went to the physio the next day, and they were like, it's just muscle soreness. And I was like, mate, this is not muscle soreness.
I've had sore muscles.
You get a bad physio, can't you? Like I feel like just get it by with just absolute garbage opinions. Like it's crazy.
It was actually ridiculous. And because I really only moved here the last year, I haven't really built my support network, as far as physio doctors, that kind of thing. And so anyways, I called him back up and I was like, I need an MRI. So he gave me an MRI for my lumbar spine. And so I went to my doctor, my sports doctor, a week later, and then he looked at it and he was like, you've got a sacral fracture, a sacral reaction. So sacrum is at the base kind of your spine, so just like below your lumbar spine, and the MRI was on my lumbar spine, so it only just caught my sacrum. From that picture, he was like, it's a stress reaction. So not a fracture, but you've got to take it seriously and really deload. No running.
Treat it like a fracture.
Treat it like a fracture. But he was like, you don't have to go on crutches. Like, I think it's pretty mild. I was like, okay, great. I don't want to go on crutches if I don't need to. So then I did the 6 weeks of just deloading, got to the end of that, had my second MRI of just my sacrum, blew it up, and it was a hairline fracture. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I've just come back from 6 weeks of, you know, just, you know, deloading and, you know, taking up swimming and cycling and stuff, which I have never really focused on. I've always just been quite tunnel vision with the running. And, yeah, it was like heartbreaking, honestly. And I was like, this last 6 weeks just feels like it has been for nothing. But yeah, I've learned a lot through it. I think, you know, I've always been quite independent, you know, wanting to not, like, to be really strong and not ask for help. But I'm very much an overachiever. I want to multitask and do everything. But I honestly just felt like it was a wake-up call. I've got to learn to ask people for help and get comfortable with that, which you would probably also understand as well, Chris.
I have a very patient wife.
Yeah. And thank goodness for our partners. My partner Lewis has just been an absolute gem. Like, I live on the 3rd floor of an apartment building, 6 flights of stairs and no lift. So
he's been lifting you up the entire time?
Piggyback?
No, not quite that bad.
Pull your system out the front. Hop in the chair, honey.
Literally, I wish. I've always been like not great with time management, but I've actually had to really allow more
give
time.
yourself 10 to 15
to
minutes
crutch.
to get back up the stairs.
The commute to get
To
downstairs.
crutch up and down the stairs.
Hope you don't forget anything in the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the worst.
God almighty.
Yeah, the amount of times.
on my bed.
The amount of times I've like left my washing until he's come over so that he can just take it down and hang it out downstairs in the
What a man.
backyard.
Tactical.
Yeah,
The man I
honestly,
need.
Love it.
honestly,
What
the
you
best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where we've gone with that.
No,
Hey,
so
all
I'm
great
throwing in
stuff.
road comments. It is great stuff.
I think the point to take away from that
Yeah.
is that you think about the physical stress, you know, like your legs are sore and you've done a whole bunch of training and, you know, you're dealing with muscle injuries and joints are sore and things like that, but you don't often think about the just emotional stress that puts on your body, you know, like a day of work or like you have a really stressful day or you've, you know, had a fight with someone or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you're just stressed about, you know, getting to the place and like you're in an environment, like it's always great, you know, when you with all your mates traveling, but sometimes it can be very stressful getting to a place and you're in a house with a lot of people and everyone's doing their own thing. There's lots going on and everyone's thinking about, like, it's just a lot of stimulus.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like you need to zen out and just like let your body just like decompress. Because realistically, like when you to be, you know, perform at your best, and if you're going to push yourself, like you're saying, to like something you've never done before, it's that perfect. You got to get that balance between physical stress, but also how's your body feeling, how's your mental side, are you relaxed in the other settings around you?
Totally.
Because that puts just as much strain on your body as anything. So
I think that's just a great point. Sorry.
How did you find going into Melbourne this time, having the elite starting area? You're not fighting the masses. You have the ability to calm yourself down.
Yeah, it definitely did help with parts of it. I know Gold Coast, I was hoping I would have similar. I was in the preferred side. I didn't realize the separate area was only for the elites. That was my fault, but I rocked up and I had like a bag and stuff, and Rin obviously dropped me and Ella and a few others at the start line, and then I went to walk into this thing and the guy's like, nah, wrong bib, and I was like, oh, and I was like, needed to go to the bathroom, you know, like you just, you know, I had a
Spanner got thrown.
spanner was thrown.
Yeah.
Luckily
Could've
there,
been there.
again, shout out Gold Coast and their great organisation. There was, I had no issue getting into a Portaloo quickly. Sydney, on the other hand, no bueno. And I don't think that helped us by being in the Portaloo line for 30 minutes before. But anyway, back to Melbourne. Yeah, it definitely helped. And I got there pretty early. Just kind of was able to chill out. Yeah, you know, use the bathroom, walk around, see everyone in there, just kind of chill. And then I obviously saw Steve, who we'd had the podcast with on Friday, and yeah, it was really, really good to have a friendly face in there and like actually like, because again, I'm in there and there's Jack Rain and there's
How was the imposter syndrome?
high, very high. I was sitting like next. I sort of sat down in like the corner. There was like this tiered sort of.
Was that your seat the entire time where I saw you? It was almost like tiered little level for footballers to sit.
Yeah, but it's like
Like
in
a
the
full
corner.
step.
It's definitely not in the middle of the rooms. It's not in the chairs. Like anyway, I stood there and I was next to Gemma Griffith. I don't. And I sort of was like, hey, I was like, I just was like, how you feeling? Good morning or something like that. And then on the other side was Sarah Klein, who had just run at Tokyo, and obviously I'm an athletics nuffy, and I was like sitting there, and I was like, okay. I was like, that was Sarah Klein. I was like, how do I have this conversation? She's obviously like zoned in for like, and then she like had this backpack, and I said it was a flex to win. She had like the World Athletics Championships like Tokyo backpack, and I was like there, and I was like, after probably sitting there for probably 15 minutes, just kind of, I don't know, just walking. Like I walked around a couple of times. I went and looked at the table of goodies that I didn't realize they were there. They had all these Melbourne Marathon nice Morton water bottles and a whole stack of Morton stuff. And I walked over and then my first thought was, how much could I steal from this table without them?
Steal? What do you mean steal?
Sorry,
Yeah,
you're right. I was definitely going to use them in the race. Ended up taking like 20 Morton gels and like 4 bars. I was like at least $100 worth of goods.
You're well entitled to
To be
that.
fair, there was more on the course for free for
There was.
There was a lot of more.
But I
I
sent
love
it to
the
the group
Morton.
chat, and the first thing Rin responded, "Get us all a bottle." And I was like, "Perfect." So you can imagine me trying
Where's
to walk
my
over there and be like, another bottle I need. And
You take them one at a time.
yeah. Yeah, over an hour. It was like
That is awesome.
I love how you're just
Stealth.
preparing for the biggest race of your life, and you're like, how long do I need to wait
How do I
to take
heist?
another?
I could have walked over and grabbed a handle. No one even know. Anyway, but
That's
yes.
true friendship. He
Yeah.
really committed to that.
That
for
is
you
good.
guys.
But anyway, so I was back to the point. I saw Steve, had a great chat with him, and just kind of like, obviously didn't want to intrude on his stuff. Like he's, ended up running second. He's a beast, but he's obviously also done a lot of those before. He's just in the zone. So I had a chat with him, and then sort of last minute bathroom, whatever. We were all walking, and like I sort of just was talking to him, and we just sort of walked out together, and we ended up walking all the way down together, just chatting, and like that definitely took a bit of the head noise out of it. I think if I was just there, like in my own head, like walking down again, it wasn't that bad. Like I was pretty fine with where I was at, and I, was fine. Just being able to chat with him, bounce things off. He actually introduced me to Robbie Kilmere, who he knew, or Kilmire, and he I had a chat with him, and I was like, oh, we might be running together. Whatever. Ended up running like most of the race together, but that definitely took it off, having that. And then it got into the start line. There was also, again, another need to go to the bathroom again, but there was a line of Portaloos like next to the start line where people had been warming up, and luckily the elite start attendance like walked in. There's a few of us. It wasn't just me who needed a last minute go. Walked in and kind of just like put the hand in front of everyone in the line and was like, wait there, and just cut it straight in the front of the
The
line.
professionals need to go.
And I was like, I need to go to the bathroom.
roll out the carpet.
Exactly.
Coming in.
So, anyway, so yeah, it definitely did help.
The power of distraction
Yeah.
is so key. Hey?
All that sort of stuff, and then just getting to the start line. Like I definitely, was mentally pretty fine with where I was at. I'd kind of, knew roughly where I was going to be in the race. Like I sort of landed where I thought I was going to be, given the block. I kind of took a bit of pressure off. Like if I had a perfect block, I probably would have come in going, all right, like this is the one.
Come on.
Exactly. So
Well, on that, sorry to cut you off, because
No,
I
go.
want to go into Melbourne
rambling.
fully, but before we sort of jump on from Grace, the theme I'm sort of hearing is like maybe trying to do too much. Like, someone asked, it might have been Kurt, who asked, like, how long do we wait? Even if you aren't injured, how long do you wait after a block? You've done, 4 marathons in 4.5 months, Cam?
Yeah.
2 of them were pacing jobs, but Gold Coast in July and now Melbourne in October is 3 months apart racing.
Yeah.
Sydney was still quick. We ran a 2:44.
Yep.
And what else? You did Noosa before Gold Coast?
2:57 at Noosa.
2:57. So 4
Unreal.
sub 3s,
Yeah.
call it, but 2 at like a 2:23 sub 2:23 pace. So not a joke. And for you, Grace, as well, you've run what on the Gold Coast? What did you end up running?
2:51.
2:51 with a bonk.
Yeah.
We're calling it for everyone listening in,
Inverted commas.
Yeah. And then try and, like, literally you're saying 9 days later getting back in. For me, I'm almost just thinking, take more time off. Like, and there's a lot of pressure. Everyone's got an ego.
Yeah.
Running is a very popular thing, but
Totally.
like, if you get injured and you're out for 6 months, like, I doubt any of those people who you think are going to maybe judge you. Not that you probably were thinking that of like, if I don't get back into the run now, people are going to judge me. But like, no one cares that you're not running in that sense.
They'd rather you run.
They'd rather you run. They care, but
run longer.
It's like,
Totally.
it's a long game.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants these results now. But like these elites that are running, and you're maybe a bit of an exception, Cam, but like the elite of the elites, with all due respect, they've been running for like a decade.
And they're doing
if
one
not
race
longer.
a year.
Yeah.
That says something.
Yeah.
It really does.
Sam Clifford took 3 weeks off running after the Sydney. He was just on a bike for like two weeks, I think.
There you go.
Yeah,
Looking at
kudos to him.
Yeah. And he's still not
Take
just getting back
recovery
into it. But no, I just think it's a great point. But you get caught in that cycle of like, oh, I'm really fit. I want to race again. I want to race again. I want to race again.
Yeah.
And you just kind of...
It's hard.
It's like an itching feeling.
Yeah.
Just can't wait for that adrenaline hit next.
Is it a question then of like, I would say the big 3 Oz marathons are Gold Coast, Sydney, Melbourne.
Yep.
And if that's what it is, are they, not that they're going to change their dates, but it's like they're almost too close together.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Gold Coast, Melbourne is the best thing, but I don't know, Gold Coast, Sydney's tough.
I think Gold Coast, Sydney's too close.
They pushed it forward this year as well.
Sydney.
Like last year, like what was it last year?
15 September or
September.
You know what?
mid-September. They pushed it earlier because Berlin, I'm pretty sure, because it's a week later.
Yeah,
and then
totally.
Melbourne, majors.
Makes
so
sense.
they've brought it closer.
Put Gold Coast, King's birthday long weekend in June.
Oh, yes. I love
There you go.
that.
Yeah, because
it is Gold Coast.
It is just enough.
Take notes.
Gold Coast to Sydney, like obviously...
It's 12 weeks kind of exactly, right?
I think it's 13. So realistically, like it's like 1 week off, and then you're
back in.
and you're back in. Like again, you don't need it. You don't need as much of a full 12-week block if you're coming off a full marathon build.
Yeah.
But you still want to get into it quickly. But yeah, I think that's probably about as 13 to 14 weeks is about as close as you'd want to be with it between races, and even then, you've got to build some serious foundation before you do that.
Yeah, and I think like take recovery seriously. Like a week off is not going to hurt you. It will probably make you a better runner.
For sure.
And like we were talking about before, like calming your nervous system and how beneficial that can be. I feel like since I've been in recovery, it's all about calming my cortisol levels and reducing my cortisol levels.
Sure.
And what can I do to be more mindful and be a more in tune, intuitive runner? And I feel like that extends to everyone. It's never too late to start mentally training just day to day, because I guess running, it's not necessarily just about the race, it's about the journey to and from. And even like during the race, my cousin was is a yoga instructor. I used to go to her classes, and at the end of the classes we'd be lying there in Shavasana, which is like the final resting state or destination of your class, and she would say, think of your fingers and your toes are calm and relaxed. And I feel like even saying that in your head, that's literally what I say during my marathons, is like, I am calm and I am relaxed. And you take some nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth 3 times, and it just like mentally resets. So I feel like the power of, your mind and
big time
is huge.
Absolutely.
So focus on it. Give it the time of day.
Should we get into Melbourne Marathon?
Yeah.
Time.
Let's do it.
Unpack it?
Let's unpack it.
Talk to me, Cameron.
We've talked a bit about it. 10th overall. PB.
Yeah, 10th overall.
Gotta be happy with that.
Oh, stoked. Like I said, I think obviously wanted the 2:20. That was the goal in the block. But yeah, the goalposts were moving as I got deeper into the block and was just battling to get to the start line. Had done a lot of, sessions that I think had the pace to go there, but just probably didn't have the ability to go the distance at that pace. But that was just the nature of just the legs gave out. Like my cardio didn't feel that bad. It was my legs that were what gave out.
You said in your Strava, 14 Ks, your calves just went bricked?
About 12 to 14, my hip started flaring up, which was a thing that had been the last few weeks. So I started feeling that and was kind of like, is this going to be like, I hadn't really put it out there, but like that was genuinely like a concern of like, am I going to DNF this race if I have, like it didn't get as bad as we went that session where at CP, but it was like getting towards that. And I was like, if it goes that bad, or like some of the runs I had during, like I had one run in the block where I like my hip started flaring up, my ITB was grabbing, and I literally like could barely run. And I was like, if I get to that point and I'm like 30 Ks in, like I realistically like won't be able to finish.
What if you got to that point at 38? Do you reckon you would have just slowed down
Yeah.
and finished.
For sure.
But 30's sort of like
I think it
too
would have
far.
been, I would have tried. I probably would have tried and got to, like probably 32, 34 and been like, I'd genuinely, like, I'd walk it. I probably would have just walked it and tried to finish. Like, just me being, like, wanting to do it.
Walked it in.
Take the Pumas off and then
Barefoot it.
still go sub 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
But anyway,
Crazy.
So there was all that concern. Had a bit of that, but just focused on my stride and my form. Tried to really not compensate. Luckily, my ankle, that was what was probably triggering that the most, felt pretty good because I'd taken a lot of time off and had been really conscious of warming it up, recovery, whatever. That felt pretty good. So I wasn't compensating as much. Got about halfway in with this group of 6 of us. The pace was kind of ebbing and flowing. Like, I was trying to sit just in the group and I was just like, as long as they're not going like super fast, I'm happy if they pick up a little bit and like we'll drop a little bit. But there was a couple of times where we were going like to a 3:15, so every 4 seconds faster than we wanted to be. And I just was like, this is, some of these guys don't feel like they are in control of what they're doing. And we turned around at 17 or 18. I saw my parents shout out. They were, that was sick to see them. I hadn't seen them while racing a marathon before. Turned around, and then started going through the half, and I think we went through at 1:10:15, so 15 seconds down again. If I was to go back and do it again, I would have probably been slower in this move, but I decided I need to pick it up a little bit. I felt the last couple of Ks we were starting to drop behind pace by a second or two. I just figured we'd pick it up, and we had the tailwind, so I'd go. So me and Colm, the guy I was running with, broke.
Shout out Colm.
Shout out Colm, Irish legend. Broke off the front and started picking up the pace, and then were joined by Robbie, who bridged the gap. This older guy, he's 40.
Hard work, that.
He's a beast. And then we sort of got to the point down the end there where it was just me. Robbie, Colm had started having some cramps issues. How he found himself back later on the race, I don't understand, but he's a weapon. So we turned around there, and then the wind just like hits you as you get to 27k. Like, it's just, if anyone who runs it next year has never run it before, like that was the thing for me that was truly.
But I genuinely think though it was a good day. Like the wind.
Dead set, it was about as quiet as it could be.
The trees were barely moving, but I was on the bike and I'm obviously moving at a similar pace, going like 18 k's an hour on the bike.
Yeah.
The wind was ridiculous coming back.
Yeah.
The only time all day that it was bad was there.
I didn't even feel like it was that bad going up the first way.
No.
And turning around again, I was like, I felt like we got no tailwind. Yeah. And then Robbie was like, that was when we dropped our fastest 5k, and I was like, that makes sense. It probably did feel easy. Like, you don't notice it as much when it's behind you. Anyway, so we turned there. We're starting to come up here, and I'm like, my calf started to grab a bit there. And I was like, okay, took a cramp fix. It was all right. Turned at 30, and I'm working with him, and I'm just trying to sit with him. We're trying to go half a k to break the wind. Get to 30.
Did you communicate that, or did that?
No, we communicated it. Yeah, we're like let's try and let's work together. Let's try and sit on each other. Like, I'll try and do half a k. We started with we'll do a k each, and then we got we turned to that point, and it was just so windy. We're like, it's just got to be 500 meters, and then I realistically couldn't get in front of him and just hold the pace. So I was sitting on with him, and I turned at the corner. I was like, sorry, mate. I dead set. I wasn't trying to be just sit on you and you do all the work. I genuinely just couldn't get in front of you there. I wasn't feeling it. We turned back up towards it 30, 32, and then he just drops, picks up the pace a bit, and I just don't have it. I'm holding okay, 324s or something like that, or 323, but I'm probably 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. In my head, I'm like, 220's gone. I just need to hold pace. But that's when I saw you, and I was just pretty, pain cave was entered there.
There's a great video Benny put up of you, and you looked in all sorts.
That was about 41 and a half. So
it was bad.
Yeah.
That was just coming around Fed Square.
Yeah.
You're less than a K away.
Literally less than a K away, and
in
I saw him, and he started yelling at me, and I hadn't seen anyone for
non-verbal.
Because I knew I wasn't going to see you again because you'd gone back to the ground, and I knew the other boys who were on the bike probably weren't going to be there. So I was like, I'm probably not going to see anyone. I'm just going to lock in. And then I saw Benny at 41 and a half, and I was like, I literally just couldn't even couldn't give him anything. I couldn't even give him a wave. I was just in the pain cave. But anyway, Colm caught up to me. We ran up the hill together at the 10, turned around and dropped 2Ks at 3:17, 3:18. I was like, all right, I might be back on the downhill bit. And then he just picked it up, and I didn't hit a wall, but my calves were just like obliterated.
Well, I've put it down here. Your final 2Ks were 3:35 and a 3:29 pace, and then Strava, both for you and Colm, had 400 meters at a 3:14 pace was yours. Colm did 3:20 and 3:12 and a 3:09 final. So if you can remember those, but he's basically gone 15 seconds faster, 17 seconds faster, and then 5 seconds faster for that last bit. So that was the difference. He ends up beating you by what is it? 35 seconds.
Yeah. It was basically when at about 40 he dropped me, and I was like, I can't hang with this. So that was what did it. So
crazy.
Anyway, he was a beast. To be honest, it was. I was coming to the MCG and was just happy to be under that 2:22 marker.
I mean, I say those times, bro. It's a beast performance.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
Everything.
unreal.
Considering, like, I was thinking about this today. I reckon it was October last year that we ran some of those sessions. It could have been late September, but I reckon it was October. The three of us.
My name's Cam, and I'd like to join you for a long run.
He DMs Chris and
That's
says,
a year ago.
"Can we join you for a long
genuinely.
run?" The three of us back-to-back weekends. We go on a long run.
2 35K runs.
30K loop.
Yeah.
Both of you dropped me toward the end, like maybe the final push. Couldn't hang on. You were always in eyesight, but couldn't stay with you. And then the week after, I was on, and I think I dropped both of you, or at least you.
Yeah.
Drop Cam.
Okay.
I had a stinker.
We're now 12 months later, and you've gone 10th place, Melbourne Marathon,
Yeah.
2:21.
Big.
Bro, like,
That's insane.
fucking, yeah.
Wow.
Bravo, brother.
No,
Impressive to see.
No, it's stoked. I think I definitely I've spoken with a lot of people about it since, and I reflected on it. I remember at New Year's, you set goals and whatever, and often I don't think about it that much. But this year, I genuinely had the conversation with multiple people, and I want to take it more seriously. And I think I went in with that mindset and probably treated it with the respect that it needed. And it's just we've spoken about it a million times. It's just the consistency, really. Totally. I think about it with this pod. My mate, shout out Reese, he sent me a message the other day being like, went on the run. But he's like, loving the pod. And I was like, they're both the same realistically in the sense that the consistency of it has started to, you get into a rhythm, a bit more flow, whatever, you're used to it. Same thing goes to running, just consistently stacking each day. So and being around those guys and girls who are absolute weapons and certified top of Australian running, being around that just left me motivated after the weekend. So keen to go further.
Course record, Caitlin Adams.
Dude.
Not a course record. No, Sinead Driver has the course record. Diver.
Was it? Is he Bat Doyle with the course record
Yes.
then?
Yeah, is he?
Okay. In the half.
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
such a
Let's get
weapon.
into some of these,
Yeah.
elite times. I mean, well done to you, Cam. 2:21.53 for you, 10th place overall. But Jack Rayner with the men, back-to-back fulls for him, and he won 4 halves in a row. So that's 6
years he's been on
6
the podium.
years.
Yeah.
First.
I think he's unofficially the mayor of Melbourne.
That's what they call him.
back to back.
That's what they call him.
Yeah.
2:15.01. So 2 seconds off sub 2:15.
Yeah,
Unlucky.
doesn't stop.
It's always
Unlucky.
There's always a
He's up for his
something,
rock
right?
in his food,
Yeah,
that's
true.
Yeah.
And he got our mate Steve McKenna
Yeah.
in
Definitely our
place,
mate.
2:16.41.
Close personal friend.
Can we do a minute on Steve? I mean, pro triathlete, came on the pod on Friday. I saw him race. I mean, go listen to that episode. Obviously, it was
Great
on Friday
episode.
prior to the run, but still some great insights there. We even had third place finisher Fraser Darcy say he listened to it to try to
that was
find
great.
out if Steve, what Steve's tactic was going to do in the rooms after. I'm
That's
sitting
awesome.
there next to
Love
Cam, and he comes over, introduces himself. I'd filmed him and sort of given him some help on the course, just told him how far back a group was, because he was sitting in third behind Joe and Jack at this point.
And he was by himself.
And he's by himself.
very
He's
much
by himself pretty well the whole race. And I actually thought to myself, I reckon he's going to get second. Like, he looked better. I didn't think he'd get overtaken by Steve, but I thought he could catch Joe.
Yeah.
Anyway, obviously he ends up coming third, but he comes over to us and goes, like the pod, listen to a bit of it to see if I could get any intel on what Steve was going to do.
That's awesome.
And I don't think he did, because Steve, so humble. I mean, he shared a bit about what he's going to do, but he just went out with patience and negatively split the Melbourne Mara and comes in.
Neg split.
Oh,
Wow.
definitely,
second
yeah.
place,
It's like ideal
Went out
marathon.
conservative
Yeah.
with bro.
His whole thing was like, like, I'm just going to be super conservative. Like, and he said,
Respect.
after it was like on the day when we were speaking to him, he's like, I think Fraser's going to shoot for, something really risky, which obviously, like, everyone's got a different race plans. Like, you well within your rights to be like, shoot for something amazing and see how you hang on and like whatever. And he's obviously a very high level runner and knows his ability, whatever. But Steve just, he was feeling good, and I think he dialed it. He said he got through half a little slower than he wanted to, so he had to pick it up a bit and just drop a bit more down with the tailwind. And then just a really lovely guy, and gave us a lot of his time, which he definitely didn't have to do, especially even after the race.
Post-race came on the pod as well.
Yeah.
Get around that. I mean, that's had probably the most downloads of any app we've done of late. People loving that.
Unreal.
But there you go. Fraser Darcy in third, 2:17.38. Joe Fukuda 20 seconds later. Shout out to Michael Tosin. Ran with him on the Gold Coast camp. Bit of back and forth.
Yeah.
Came sixth.
Yeah.
2:18.
I think I got him in the last like K or so, and he ran like a 2:24, and now he's just obliterated me with 2:18. So yeah, just a very nonchalant runner. So yeah, 2:18, and then obviously got to go with the girls. Caitlin on debut, 2:30.
Yeah,
So sick.
she's an unreal runner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine winning a debut marathon.
Paced by Jess Stenson, so pretty good company to have.
Training
pacing you.
partners as well.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Team
Exactly.
Tempo back in Adelaide.
Yeah. And then
Did you ever
Adelaide
run
have
with
some
those guys?
pedigree, hey?
I didn't run with Team Tempo, but I did run with Izzy Hume, Fraser Darcy, and Izzy when she was out there, because I'm coached by Riley Cox, who's Batwa's partner.
the runners,
Of course.
Runners
One.
So, I ran with Runners One back there, so know all those guys. But yeah, knew Caitlin as well. We'd go for joint long runs and that kind of thing. But yeah, such inspiring runners there. Yeah.
I'd like to watch back this third and fourth. That would have been a nice sprint finish. 2:37.39 against 2:37.55 for Millie Clark and Wilson.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Spicy finish.
Should have had her in the sights for 5K prize money.
Yeah, something like that.
Great finish. I mean, the scenes at the finish line, I was there. I got on the field. Shout out to the Melbourne Mara organisers. But I filmed Cam coming across on the phone, and my mate Andreas as well.
So
he
good.
was on the big screen as Caitlin's coming through.
Yeah,
he was
true.
hunting a sub 2:30. Sadly, didn't quite get it. I think he was about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like finished literally at the same time as Caitlin.
She
Yeah,
came
like
into
a
the
second or two
bend,
after
and
her.
everyone started like going crazy because it was the
That's
first
unreal.
female in it. And I turned, I'm like, it's Andreas. And, and obviously,
That's
like,
the best.
you kind of want to be like, let her go win the race. But he's like down to the second, like hunting, and he's just gonna try and send it completely fair within his rights. And we're just like, trying to do the maths, and like, he's gonna be just short.
Yeah, the overall clock had, it was
yeah.
basically 2:30 by the
knows,
time he's come around the bend, and he ends up getting like 30 seconds over.
Yeah,
but
but like a 2-minute PB for him.
mad PB.
Wow.
But yeah, very, very great run. for
And then
them
the
as
half.
well. The half was
quick.
Yeah, sick. I mean, I saw Izzy.
Yeah.
I didn't see many of the men,
I
but
saw Izzy blow past me.
goodness,
Like
blew
30, 36.
past Cam. It was
Like-
so good.
Oh my
So I got
God.
I probably didn't say that before, but I got to probably 35, 34. But you turn off the street, you go through, you get a little bit of a downhill, like you kind of sweep round into a big wide road, and you start sort of bomb downhill for a bit. But before that, like as you're running along the tram tracks, I heard like footsteps like mowing me down, and I was like, am I being like, is someone left it all in the tank and they're just like churning it down to the end? And then I turn around and it's like I see the different coloured bib, and I'm like, okay, it's like a half guy. I don't know who it was. He would have
Thank
been,
God.
he would have been probably in like the 10, like in the top 15. Anyway, he just, because he was ahead of Izzy in that, and bombed past, and then I got to the bottom of that hill before you sort of turn up into the 10, and this group of like 6 or 7 people just come flying past, and
Sam Hopper was in.
Sam
it.
Hopper's
I
in
saw
the-
him. He was in
Izzy's
the
one of
jersey.
them, and I'm like, okay, and I'm kind of like, what's the, like, who gets right of way on the road here? Like, I'm in the marathon.
Oh,
they're in the
marathon,
half.
always,
But, like,
always.
Literally, there was a bit of like,
Yeah.
guys, like, again, everyone's in their own race, but like, I'm I'm
Move.
I'm taking the tendency.
Yeah.
Always,
But also,
yeah.
anyway, it was fun. But yeah, they were crazy. And then the guys, I was nowhere near seeing them, but have to winning it pretty. I watched back the stream of it. He broke at about, it would have been probably 11K, I think.
Wow.
Or 12K. It was when at the sort of 30K mark, similar to where the Mara was. So yeah, sort of 11,
Turnaround point.
10 to go. Just dropped them and ended up winning by over a minute.
Over a minute. I mean, there's a second, third place finish. You want to see 1 second?
That was a
Zach
sprint finish.
Falcioni and Toby
Epic.
Gulser.
I saw Connor Johnson share it because he knew the Kiwi guy in third. But yeah, crazy, like full sprint. Because the Falconi guy was like ahead, had a gap, and then they like panned the camera from the following shot to then the shot of like behind, and the guy's like chasing him, and he probably only got him by like a second. And Tess is like on commentary saying, I don't know if he knew how close he was there. Like he almost got mowed down on the line. So
Yeah, wow, some awesome runs there.
That's great.
So Izzy with a course record is probably the one to call out. Crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see her do Valencia.
Oh, big Valencia field.
Yeah,
we can come to that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Big Valencia field. 3 Aussie girls in there. Huge.
Yeah. You want to run Melbourne at some point? What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. I guess so. Probably good to do.
I mean, I thought
should.
it was well organised compared to what I'd heard experiencing it. Obviously, I didn't run it. But one thing I do want to shout out is the fact that Gold Coast has the best post-race nutrition for athletes. They've got sliced oranges.
Yeah.
They've got little bags of chips.
Yeah.
They've got water that you can grab. Sydney's doing a little weird sort of
Ziploc
tote bag
bag
with a
an apple and a bar.
muesli
A
bar.
Powerade.
And then Melbourne's even, at least they've got the Powerade. Melbourne, I think, of the three is the worst. They had apples and bananas and cups of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And you had to walk a fair way for it. So I'd try to sort that. Just a bit of
Suggestion box.
bit of feedback. But overall, enjoyed it.
Great weekend.
Big
Yeah.
MCG vibes.
Always
all
good
the stuff
atmosphere.
around it was sick.
Chicago, same day.
Chicago that night. Conor Mantz, American record.
They, Clayton Young commentating was possibly
On the back of the bike.
one of the best things ever.
I'd like to do that.
He put a
Imagine getting
video.
paid to do that.
He put a video up of it was like point of view. Your like one of your best mates is breaking the American record like 300 meters before, and it's just like Connor just storms past, and you've got Clayton just videoing, like just screaming at him.
Yeah.
It was
It
very
is so
good.
sick. It's almost like he's strapped in as well. Like he can't go anywhere. He's got a helmet on, full headset.
Yeah.
He's locked in. Just seeing him tear by. The finish line's right there. That was sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah, all-time American record. What was it? 2:04.
38 maybe?
38.
Yeah. But
Wow.
they did go out
Huge.
at world record pace. The guy,
Yeah.
there was 3 of them, I think. And
Courier?
he ended up crashing out or pulled out. He wasn't feeling it, but I saw the splits of Kiptum's world record next to Kip Limo, who won the race. His times, and he was ahead of the world record split until 35k.
Yeah, it was the
and then
it was the
fell
35k to 40k split where Kiptum just like
held
had
Killed it.
crazy
Crushed it.
days. Yeah.
Still ran at 2:02, second ever marathon.
Yeah, and
Big
Wow.
things.
So yeah, it was crazy to watch.
I think second fastest ever on American soil. I think I might have seen that.
Yeah, it might have been.
And obviously the
By an
fastest-
American?
No,
Wait,
no,
no, like
no. Kivlimo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kip Limit.
Yeah, second
right.
fastest ever, 2:02,
Right,
and then
right.
the fastest would be Chicago
record.
2023.
Kipton,
Yeah. So crazy. One of you put Floberg down, PB.
Yeah, I did. I
Eric
see
Floberg?
because he had a great series on YouTube called No Time, where he was kind of doing his training, but wasn't putting out a time goal. But everyone's like, "Oh, of course you're trying to go for a PB. You've been trying to crack 2:30 for a long time." But he wasn't saying anything, and he was definitely in, I'd say, maybe 2:27 shape based on how his splits were running. But the 2:30 eludes him yet again. I think he ran 2:32-ish. Got like I think it was like a 7-second PB. Just that 2:30 wall for Boston, mate.
Something
It's
like
gonna-
it just
it's gonna
you know
be a
when you
big
set
one.
a goal that is very time focused, and again,
Yeah.
I know you were saying you didn't have time, but obviously he was trying to go.
Yeah,
to 2:30.
obviously.
But you just as you keep butting up against that wall, sometimes
It
the wall
becomes
gets
bigger.
higher. Yeah.
It gets bigger.
It gets
Yeah.
tougher. I think you see a lot of people like that with the sub 3 stuff.
Totally.
Just being like, this is the thing, and as they're close, they kind of switch off, and or maybe their body isn't ready to push over that. So
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't done a lot of running, sub 3's hard. I mean, I just went for a run then. 4:17 pace felt like I felt terrible. And that's not
That is
sub
something.
3.
that's a
Wow.
second.
Just over.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all tough based on the work. Should we get in? I mean, we've talked a lot about injuries there. You're returning, Chris. Maybe give us a bit of an update on that. And then I'd love to hear from you as well, Grace, how far you feel you are. But Chris, you've been in this hyperbaric something treadmill.
Running on the moon, anti-gravity stuff.
Running on the moon, I like to say. No, I've got the physio I've been going to, Athletes Authority, have this like anti-gravity treadmill. So you basically zip into it, and it puts you can choose how heavy you want to feel. And so I've been running at 70% of my body weight.
Which isn't much.
Hey?
Which isn't much.
Not
You're
a
twig.
lot. I'm a lean boy. Yeah. But basically to get back to running sooner than if I was just running at body weight, to get the muscles ticking back over without having the impact of full body weight. So that I did my second run today. Nice 5 by 1 minute on, 1 minute off, at nice little 5:30 pace. We'll do another one on Saturday, and then we'll go to 80% body weight next week. And then kind of go 80%, 90%, 100%.
Guessing you want to do the 100% in the machine.
Probably not. But yeah, we'll be that puts me probably like 3 weeks out from running at body weight. Yeah, well, which will feel good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so
exciting stuff.
Yeah, the cardio is definitely lagging. That 10 minutes on the treadmill today was hard work.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, mate, if it's any consolation, I'm feeling like everything's hard work as well. So,
but yes, progress is being made. I had a freak out on, I think it was Friday morning, 2 days after my first run back, which like in that 48-hour window, I was talking to physio, and he was like, yeah, you're going to experience some like just aches of your body. It's DOMS, it's regular DOMS. And I had like some aches in my ankle, my leg was just sore, and I was like, have I just like gone back 4 weeks? Like, am I just totally going backwards here? What's happening? But then that was Friday, Saturday felt fine, Sunday, Monday, whatever. Tuesday, the best I've felt all like in 9 weeks. Like ankle, everything felt amazing. So I was like, we're good. We're okay.
Can breathe.
I'll go get another scan, probably top of next week, just to make sure that everything is closed up. But yeah, onwards.
Good to hear, bro.
Onwards and upwards.
Good to hear. Yeah. How about yourself?
So I've got my sports doctor's appointment tomorrow, and I guess that'll just determine if I start, getting back to walking, what that kind of looks like. It'll be a slow, walk, run, return. Hopefully you can get on the back. Hopefully I can start kicking when I'm swimming. That would be lovely, because my arms need a break. Actually, so this is a goal that I had, because when I got injured, I was like, I need some goals to work towards that don't include running, because a lot of my trips and goals for the rest of the year was around running. Can't do that. So one of them was to swim 2Ks just casually. And so the other week I was actually out with Ella and Megan Chapel as well. Yeah. And they basically coached me to a casual 2K, just so without kicking. So that's
hard work.
That's a little achievement for me.
Well,
it wasn't fast, but
it
was good. But I think just a slow build back to running. I won't be racing for the first 6 months for sure. I think next year we'll just be focusing on the shorter distances, like 5K, 10K, half marathon would be great to get some PBs in that, and then tackle another marathon, hopefully 2027.
You
maybe
got
European.
You got eyes on a marathon?
Exciting.
Oh, I think London would be really cool. I'd love to do London. Would love to do Berlin. I think a European one. I think my eyes are set on Europe at that time. Nice. But I think keeping busy during injury, for anyone who's injured out there.
Hard to do.
Anyone who's injured, keep busy.
Just have 2 children. It keeps you very busy.
Yes, I can imagine.
Have twins.
Totally. Yeah. But big kudos to my job. I feel like kudos to Grams of Health. Shout out. Really important to keep busy, and just also modify your work if you can.
Yeah.
Nice. Love that. In the coming few weeks, we're hoping to do a bit of a Boston preview, which might become a regular thing, because the 3 of us lads, along with I think 5 girls from the unofficial community, good friends of ours. So 8 of us running Boston.
Big squad.
Wow.
Big squad. And I'm pretty sure Monday coming will be 6 months, 26 weeks to the day. So it's a good
Okay.
amount of time.
Wow.
I know you're coming back from injury. Obviously, Cam's just finished up running Melbourne. I'm not completely back, but I'm certainly moving well. So it's going to be exciting the rest of this year, and then building into what would be potentially a 4-month block.
My block will start January.
Nice.
Yep. I want to give myself to the end of the year to just get back to regular running. I think I'm not going to do any big sessions or anything at least until midway through December.
Same.
Got the base.
Just build it up, be cautious, be
Huge base
conservative.
for a huge skyscraper.
I mean, my base consists of a 5K this weekend. Matty Abel's got me
Nice.
doing
Wow.
a 5K. He
Hell
reckons
yeah.
he's got me at a
baseline test.
17:30. Yep.
Okay.
Is what he's
Okay.
predicting.
Take
I'm
that
telling
personally.
you, I'm telling you, after today, I don't reckon.
You're nervous.
I'll be stoked with that.
Wait,
I'll be
you're gonna-
stoked with like 18.
Gore Hill.
I was actually thinking Narrabeen.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I love
okay.
it. Yep.
Uneven.
Yeah,
love
because
it.
I'm meant to do a 10. So warm up, 5,
Right.
cool down, and then I love an ocean swim to finish. So
Beautiful.
Nature's
Nothing
massage.
better.
nature's massage. Yeah, so
That is what they say.
don't come run with me at Narrabeen at the weekend.
Noted.
But yeah, so that'll be that. And then I've got another one in November and another one in December. Guess when he's put the December one for?
24th.
27th.
Wow.
Oh,
Dog.
That is rough.
Think week, or as Cam likes to call it.
Gooch week.
Gooch week.
It's in between Christmas
Classic.
and
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Year's,
yeah.
so
It's a
anyway.
classic. It's a classic term.
I like to call it Think Week, but anyway, I
Think Week.
might have to run a bloody 5K
Yeah.
after Boxing Day.
Damn.
You'll be
Carb loaded
carb
on.
loading.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right.
You'll be carb loading.
I've had about a half a Pavlova on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
That's the
perfect.
normal
And
go-to.
you'll have done 100 hundreds on Christmas Day.
I
So
don't think I'm going to do that this year.
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
Maybe. All right. So Boston breakdown, build, whatever we're calling it, that'll be coming in a couple of weeks' time.
Unreal.
But yeah, all of that sounds really good. Shall we go to buying, selling?
Let's do it.
yeah,
Who wants to kick things off? Shall we- Chris?
I can kick it off.
Fine.
I'm buying the Alt G, the old anti-gravity treadmill. Yeah.
We've landed on the moon.
It's so
Must be
sick.
nice. Apollo 21.
Yeah.
Chris.
Return to run sooner than you would expect. Feels funny, but all the benefits of running without the pain.
You've got a very circular head as well, like an astronaut.
Yeah, I
Now
could
think
see
about
it stuck inside one of those.
Okay.
things.
Don't even need the helmet. Just like,
Yeah, I love it.
no, respect.
It's not a dig at the size of my forehead, but I'll let it go.
I didn't say the forehead. I said the head
Yeah.
in general.
Take it however you want.
I like it.
Yeah, it's
All
a great buy.
Yeah.
How
Buying
much do
the
you-
Alt G.
How much do you reckon they cost? Speaking of buying,
Oh, north of 20 grand at least, I'd say.
Oh my
I would have said
God.
I would have said well more.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
that too.
I was thinking 6
Fact
figures,
Alter G.
but I've never seen one in the flesh, so I could be
They're
wrong.
pretty-
Surely if they're 20k, you'd have pros getting them. I don't know.
They do. I mean,
Just in the
not-
house?
They don't have. Why would you have?
How
them in
much
the
are they?
house?
I'm seeing crazy prices on here.
Yeah, I said 6 figures. Come on.
Like some of these I don't know. I'm seeing.
Talking to
I'm
the mic, mate. Come on.
seeing, yeah, I'm seeing it a pre-owned for 30k.
Pre-owned.
But then I'm seeing like
You on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah, I was
I'm
thinking
just
that.
I'm just looking at Google like what's this come up, but yeah, 30k is what it seems like.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
not bad. Yeah. So for 100 easy payments.
Yeah,
yeah.
afterpay it.
Yeah, we're chucking some knives and you sort it. Yeah, I love it.
You got to buy?
I do have a buy. I actually got to sell this week. Yeah, I know,
Ooh,
rare.
big.
I feel like I'm always buying, so I
Got
feel
to
like
sell after debuting in the.
I know. I could have bought so many great things this weekend. I'm just trying to balance the pod. I could buy so many things. I met so many great people. Had such a great weekend. All that sort of
Get
stuff.
to it, mate. Sell it.
I'm selling.
you got?
I'm selling hotels on a marathon weekend, and the reason is the food prep is incredibly more difficult. I didn't think about it until I was there. Really, no stove, not even a toaster or a microwave. You know, there's
Not even a microwave.
no mate.
Okay,
He went
that's
budget.
great.
He went
Wow.
budget.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
to be
Really
fair, it wasn't
budget.
that budget.
I
Wasn't that
I didn't
budget.
get that budget.
It was in
like,
Richmond.
It was right at your sort of like 3.5 to 4 stars range. Where you anyway. But most
A
hotels,
microwave, at least.
Yeah, something.
Nah,
Toasty machine?
Well, you say that,
Damn.
but we went to Ethan's one, which was a 5-star hotel. They didn't have a microwave.
True. That was a very 5-star hotel. That
And
was
they didn't
nice.
have one either. They didn't
Must
have a
be
toaster.
nice.
They made me sign a waiver
Yeah.
so they could microwave my food. Literally
So
crazy.
you're basically buying Airbnb
I'm buying
Pretty
Airbnb.
much.
for,
Yeah,
or
because-
just like private sort of a com.
Yeah, some kind of
marathons.
apartment setup or
Spin it to the positive.
yeah, because realistically, just it did actually give me a bit of stress. I was trying to sort my food out, and
I even offered to bring you a toaster.
it wasn't going to do much about it. I left so much food in my hotel room. I was like, hopefully someone eats this, because because I bought a bunch of stuff, and then I went there and I was like, I can't cook it. Got to do some other stuff.
Paying it forward.
Exactly right. So hopefully someone enjoyed half a box of Fruit Loops,
housekeeping,
and a microwave meal in the fridge. So anyway, that's my sell. Saying buy apartments or Airbnbs.
Nice. Do you have one for us, Grace?
Is that the same as, sorry, just quickly, between what are you running to and what are you running
Yeah.
away?
Yeah.
We were
Okay.
originally going to call it. I probably need to change
We need to
that
change the
on
copy on
agenda.
that.
Yeah. Buy and sell. What are you buying?
Buying,
What are you
selling.
selling?
Okay. Do I have to pick one? Can I do
Yeah,
both?
just pick the one.
Pick one? Okay, cool. I am buying the knowledge that I have now from this 12-week block and putting it into a little box in my brain for a rainy day to become a smarter runner. And from a mental and nutritional perspective, and being able to share that with a wider community,
like
far and wide.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
I feel like if you're not using the injury time to upskill on why you got there and how to avoid it next
You
time,
have wasted
you've
it.
wasted it.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've probably talked about it on the pod before, but when I was 26, I had a hip injury, like a bit of sciatica that just turned into something worse. Yeah, I didn't play soccer for like 2.5 years. Missed a league win, like champions.
Wow.
Would have started most of those games. I'm telling you. Shout out to anyone in Melbourne listening.
Apparently, he would have made the EPL as well. But
Never said that. Never said that. EPL, you're a dork, bro.
Yeah, go on.
At least make it realistic. NPL or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, love that. You can always listen back to the pod now as well. This episode.
Yeah.
Sort of got
It's
that
live.
bit of that knowledge anyway. I'm buying the organisers of the Melbourne Mara. Tim Crosby, Jenna, who called herself the door
sorry,
bitch.
after spending pretty much the entire pod ragging on the organisation of
The
the
entire pod. I said it was great.
You said the food at the end was
I said
bad.
the fueling. It needs to be better. Hey, I called out Wayne
Sydney.
Larden for watermelon after the Sydney
true.
pod for him as well.
Yeah.
I think they should do watermelon, but I reckon I'm buying the organisation. I think from what I'd heard going in, it was a bit of a shambles when the full marathon combined with the half. And I think this year did it a bit better. They talked about it in the elite briefing, how they tried to work it out. It's not easy to do unless they scrap the half entirely, because Sydney doesn't have a half, right? Doesn't have a 10K. It's just the marathon. Melbourne's got what? It's got
All of
the
them.
full, then the 10K starts, then a half.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot to do.
a lot of runners,
So-
50,000 runners or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
50,000 runners across
Yeah,
3
wow.
races, all happening,
Oh, and a
Huge.
5K.
and a 5.
Okay.
And a mini marathon for the kids. A 1K. There's literally
Literally
6
everything.
races. Yeah.
Endless,
There's a
yeah.
lot going on.
Yeah.
So outside of all of that as well, very accommodating. Tim was happy for us to record a pod. Cam and I sitting row 2 of the MCG on the
Yeah,
Saturday.
he had a lot to say, didn't he?
He came over as well. Weren't expecting it. Came over, had a chat. I had to put
Said
the
he bought
mic a
to my
bit
Instagram.
closer.
A tangent on a
Okay.
tangent
Yeah,
episode.
Yeah.
Followed me.
Followed us both back, although I had to give him the follow first. But you know, it's
It's okay.
Send me a
game's
nice
a game.
message after.
Game's a game. Yeah, he gave me a double tap on one of my comments. But look, it was great. So thanks to Tim, thanks to Jenna, the door bitch Jenny. Sorry, she
that was
commented
her-
as
that was
well.
her
She
name.
named
She-
herself that.
She named herself door bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
She even
Self-proclaimed.
She
she-
took
Yeah.
great pride in it.
Yeah,
she
she did.
even reiterated it on the finish line when I was down just doing bits and pieces and we ended up recording. So
And I
Yeah,
saw it and I
respect.
said it to her and she smiled. So yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
love it. She asked you a question. She asked a question as well.
Yeah,
on
the pod, yeah.
On the pod.
Great first question.
So that was great. That's the buy and sell for the week. That's been the pod. Any final thoughts?
Nah, mate.
Yep.
Pod.
Lovely. I forgot
Great
to
chat.
mention my favourite part of Melbourne, just itself, of like the
We
day.
probably should have spoken about you being on the bike and spectating a bit more, but maybe next time.
Yeah.
Well, it was that. It was
Support
just
and
being
match.
out there. It was getting around various different people. It was seeing you rip. And if I get to do it again, I'm looking forward to it already.
So good.
So there you go. That's
yeah.
been the pod. Next up, tomorrow or the next day? You going to Japan?
Going to Japan on Friday morning.
Cam to Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, Cam to Japan.
Okay.
Cam to Japan.
Where are you
Will you try get a run in with
Maybe
Ran
I
to
should. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Cam ran to Japan?
Yeah.
Dye your hair red.
Yeah.
To do
I
something.
like it.
Well, he's got that market covered.
Okay, well, there'll be 2 of you. Just stand
perfect,
out.
perfect. Yeah,
Or
I
blue
don't
or
know.
something.
I'll be pretty happy. We're going to go for a run tomorrow and try and get through, that on just feeling okay. So
We're going to go very easy, though.
we are going to go easy. We
Like
are gonna go easy.
5:30 hopefully or something.
Yeah, I might even see a 6 in front of it.
Oh, mate, I'm happy doing that.
You never know. You never
The
know.
devil's
Anyway.
number. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Beautiful.
Unreal.
So it's going to be good. Get back and then, Japan on Friday for 10 days and take it easy. So
Well, I'm expecting a question on the pod next week because
Oh,
whenever
yeah, I won't
Ella's
be in
not
it.
on the pod, she doesn't ask a question.
It's
And
been my
this is
first missed pod.
There you go.
Big.
Attendance record, blemish. Had to take some personal leave after this marathon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
is
good.
great. Thank you all for the pod. That has been Never Run Alone. Come one, come all.
Unreal.
Come running.
Come running.
Thank you.
It's been an honour. Thanks, guys.